Welcome back to Factorio Seablock and TSM, episode number 55. We're slowly getting there, so I'm just at where we were making our belts and so on, and I've added in red belt and what are these damn things called? Red splitters, because I am going to use a few of these. Yes, I do. I'm going to use a few of those on the power. Power was starting to get close to our limit. I've boosted it up to maximum using Boiler Mark 2s that we can fit in the area. But we could process the charcoal faster, and we may need this to run a bit faster. So I want the charcoal really to be on a red belt, not a yellow belt at this point. So that's why maybe I'll use bots to do this. I may make a new upgrade planner even. And all we want to do is take yellow belt, turn it into red belt, yellow inserters, turn them into red, and yellow undergrounds, turn them into red as well. And I want to do that sort of from about there. Just this one here that gets this treatment. You need it, you need it, you need it. May as well have it come down to there and to there. Yes, here. Through to there. I've only just turned this into yellow, actually, all of this, but let's get it upgraded. Oh, I am out of red already. Is that a red belt? No. That one needs 2 upgrades. It needs that upgrade, and it needs that upgrade. Alright, let's go and grab a few more reds. I'm not 100% sure I need this. It's just this could be more. These guys at the end aren't always getting, or weren't always getting action, so that's why I decided to do it, I guess. Just a quick momentary thing prior to the start proper of the episode. We have to get these guys into the bot network as well, so I don't have to keep running up and down. Probably the next way I'll expand power is just go to the power Mark 3. Don't tell me you're one short. Surely not. No. There we go. So now the charcoal will move as fast as it reasonably can everywhere it needs to go. That was the first problem. Now the second thing that I have done, and I don't need to do anything more here, is just with the aluminium. Remember we wanted to get the processing machine in there to get a 50% boost. I've done that. It's still woefully short, so it hasn't helped us that much. Is it in this list? No. I've been looking at things in between times. Now the third issue that I have, which does need some work, is our good little train here. At the moment it's fine, but what I've been finding happen is that every now and then this train flips around, and that confused me for a short period of time, in fact. Because it looks like it really could be a one-header train. But I might even make it a one-header train, to be perfectly blunt. So it's just going between that one and this one. Goes in the other direction for this one. It's not being run by TSM. I might make a change though. I think this 30 seconds could be increased to 2 minutes. Likewise this one. I think that actually would be better. Not because it needs to be here longer, but just keep it off the track a little bit. It doesn't need to make so many trips. The problem is it comes to the refuel stop and then it has to go backwards. So what I need to do is actually move the refuel stop probably back this way a bit and put a ending for a one-way train, and then I will actually turn that train into a one-way train. Most of them can still be two-way, so they can do things like this and all of these stops, but the refuel, just because of the way I've set up these guys with two distinct carriages, we have to handle this. I don't want to make it two trains, there's no point. We're not actually using a request to stops yet. We may end up using that, but we're not yet. This is going to have an awful lot of sulfur in it before we're done, especially since all the sulfur that is actually getting used is being brought back here. I've just limited this so that it can't overflood this supply. It's limited, it will only pick up when this drops below 6k. It does use a little bit from here, but yeah. We are overproducing sulfur. So we'll have to have another use for sulfur. Hopefully there is one. Now, hopefully you also notice that this was much faster to get up and running, of course, than well, this one or this one. So there's that. Let's deal with the refuel stop. Do I have rail? I do have rail. Okay. It will mean a much longer line of that, but that can't be helped. So I could probably get to there because I don't want to make this stack any longer. Means I need a bit of landfill. I may as well just connect this. Oh, we're out. Let's get some more landfill so that we can get this done. I'm pretty sure I have an absolute truckload of it. Although, it would be fair to say that we are actually siphoning off quite a lot now to feed the mineralized water production needed up here. Yeah, 16,000, that's a fair bit. I doubt we'll need 2,000, but we'll take 2,000. I need a bigger inventory. I'm going to have to check if there's any obvious techs for increasing my inventory. Let me just see where this tries to go. Okay, so probably if actually we can shrink it somewhat. Now, if we go to about there. Okay, so this means, and yes, I do basically want to bring it back across, but I want to see where the new fuel stop needs to be. I'll just take a copy, actually, what I'll do. So I don't have any, alright, let's, it's there. Can I make another train stop? I can. So the new train stop will be back there. That means that we need... Maybe these should be stack inserters. Yeah, that's where it needs to be, so... Care about that now. Up there. Oh. We can't do that directly to a different type of inserter, it appears. Ooh, is it either? Okay. It's alright. This is just basic transport belt. You're gonna need, of course. So I kind of don't want to enter any earlier than sort of over there, I guess. Hydrogen coming in. If we come back this way, we are limiting, like I can't use this for anything else as a consequence, but I guess that's fair enough. Yeah, I probably want to do something like that now. So, if we were to go... oh, and by the way, the update that I installed, I guess mainly the core Factorio part of it, did indicate that it did fix the issue with standing near somewhere and having landfill. Oops. Incorrectly be placed. So we can do something like that. That says you can go in both directions. What we will do is say you can go in both directions when you're there. When you are here, you can only go in... Actually need to be... chains. Needs to be a chain. Go that way. You need to be that. You need that. That should be okay. Now when trains come here, they should... fill up, then keep going in the same direction, and we shouldn't have that issue with our pure water, mineralized water train. How's this going now? All of these are working as hard as they can, so that's pretty much as good as we can get the solid fuel. We may need a better fuel for the future. Okay, next step. How are we going? 8.8. You're halfway to a train. That's not bad. What have we got over here? We do have tin. Actually, we've got tin, we've got silicon, we've got zinc, tin, silicon, and zinc are actually ready for pickup and deployment. So, what I guess I want to do, maybe we should harvest all of this lot, because it appears to... we're going to need it. I've got nowhere to put any of it, of course. Yeah, as I said, is there any toolbar or something? What's this? Thermal water. Toolbar? Worker robots. What's this do? Steel axe, mining speed. Material processing. No, none of those. Complex science. technology. I know we are going to do the next science sooner or later. Nice to know what it requires. That doesn't actually look that bad. So what's hidden behind this thing? Complex science. It looks like it's military things. Power armor 3. Okay. Well, let's throw it in there. That probably means that there's a power armor 2 that we already researched power armor. I don't think so. I would have thought I would have noticed that if we had. No, it would be there, wouldn't it? Even in Bob's, it should still be there. I don't think it gets hidden into these areas. Our armor 1. Okay, why don't I look for the tech? Our armor. Oh, that needs blue as well. Power armor 2. So maybe that's the one that we need. I see. We don't have the advanced electronics. All right, let's get advanced electronics, and then let's get power armor so that I can get some more inventory space. Probably need it more than gem processing too, but never mind. Oh, we've got nowhere to put our box. Jeez. Why do I have all of this stuff at this point? Go away. Okay. I've got little boxes everywhere. Big electric pole, big electric. We are not building or sorting right. I should really give you that, so at least it will flash at me, and if I ever put it into the network, I'll know where it is. Here's another one. No, that's a constant. Oh, that's a constant combinator of things I wanted to do. Right. But I don't have room for a constant combinator, so it can just sit there. The iron and the copper seem to be managing a lot better than they used to. Our problems are well and truly over here. So, what we need is tin and silicon, which can probably be a similar sort of concept as these things. How many products do we actually have? We have tin, silicon, zinc, aluminium, nickel, lead, gold, and glass. The reason glass is here is because it uses lead. Right, so it's really only 3 sets of products. I could, they're like 6 sets, 3 pairs. So that could be 3 train stops, or maybe it can be 2 with 3 items each, since they're probably slightly lower volumes than these guys. But yes, I want to get to that. Probably it's generally in the direction of what's in the way, plus it's got some useful things. Hydrogen stop is very busy. So, oh, why am I carrying Where was it? This. Why am I carrying sodium hydroxide? And sulfur. Temperate garden. Another temperate garden. They look a bit different. What's this one? Swamp tree. Alright. Temperate garden or swamp trees I've got room for. I don't know if I have room for a temperate tree. Oh, I've got multiple different chest types now. It's one way to deal with it. Temperate tree, swamp tree. Oh. Turns into zillions of wood. Garden. Garden. Oh. Oh, there's other things that this turns into as well. I didn't realize that. Ah, okay. Huh. Alright, great. Hopefully, if I give these guys half a second to do the restamping of the landfill that's already there, they won't complain about it ever again. Good. Looks like they're not complaining. So, we have a bunch of materials here that I don't need at the moment. How about I just get rid of all of these belts for now? Hopefully that's enough. Don't know why I need all that normal wood, but we'll take it anyway. Now we're going to need a few more explosives because I don't think... probably 3 or 4 more. That actually isn't a bad use for the sulfur that I've got on me somewhere. There. This is where I make explosives, so it takes sulfur. So let's get rid of all of that sulfur. Let's get rid of the sodium hydroxide as well. I don't want to be carrying sodium hydroxide around. You. There. And steel ingots. Why do I have steel ingots? Ingots are no use to me. Put them in there. That helps a little bit. Now. Explosives. So let's just grab a stack of 50. I think that lets us build 5 of these, but we need to be able to make barrels and grenades. So we're missing charcoal. Actually, that's all we're missing, a stack of charcoal. Five, there you go. Those grenades are being made very slowly. Okay. So where exactly do I want to come in with this, and how are we going to unwind our existing position? I don't want to do it directly on this thing, although I could, because we are making things kind of like that, and then I could sort of do this sort of thing to give me sort of 3 entrances. Actually, that is a very good idea. It would make use of this. I will probably be taking this out, which means this guy is not going to be that much longer for this world. Hydrogen again. Why I upgraded it. How are we doing? Another one. sky exact. Right, good to go. We don't even need to wait on that one. We can probably shrink the sky now. So, do I want the possibility of I probably do. So I actually want this intersection shape. Although I'm going to get rid of this bidirectional way that we have here. There's no need for it anymore. Right. So from this point, which direction do I need to go? So these guys have, they go up. So this one should be a down, not an up. It's an up. Get rid of the up. Okay. That will mean that you probably should be one of those. You one of those. You should be one of those, and you should be an exit. Or the only exit, in fact. And you should be one of these. Which also means be valid, and you should not be valid. Straight through is valid. And straight through here is now, actually maybe I want you there. This one in should be a circuit, out should be a chain. And then I basically want this, although we're going to do something a little bit different, I guess. I want to see where it occupies to start with. Is this thing struggling to get 1,000? Is it 215? Yeah. We're going to dismantle all of this, so it's not that important. How are you producing anything? Where's your water coming from? Here, okay. Let's disconnect your water. That'll be a good start. Just need you to unwind. Probably means all of this is going to get removed soon. 5K, good grief. All right, so as I was saying, we then want to copy basically that, and I've stuffed that up again. Because I need a blueprint to do this. So that I can include tiles. I don't necessarily need these tiles. Nice if you could have a wider erase function. Than do here, but no. Do. These are not going to be tanks. Create blueprint. So yeah, something kind of like, I guess I'd like to have these guys line up. So it'd be something like that. Which most definitely gets in the way over here. And there's no point having these idiots do this. Don't want you planting explosives to try and get rid of this landmass. I'll get rid of it for you. All right. Oops. Oh, we probably want this to go further than this anyway. Oops. I'm not sure what that's for, but there you go. Probably to get around the corner. So I don't actually have to shut this down immediately because we can get, say, the first one of these up and running first. If we're going to have this at roughly the same level, though, we're going to have to put it on the side, which is okay. We can do that. Do something like that. Where are these guys? There they are. And train stops. I need a requester station. Level. Kinda doesn't look like it is, but I guess it is. Oops. just trying to get rid of this stupid pattern guy. Cool. So this should be enough to bring in tin and silicon, which is enough to close the bobmonium down. I guess that's probably the best thing to do, is just get it sorted. So let's start off with a couple of deciders. Decider combinators, we have one, we need another one, we need a couple of these guys. 2. 1, 2. We need some wire. Let's just get a little bit more being made. We will need some power. These are fast stack inserters. Let's use the same. I need to move this guy. Oh no. That is what I do here as well. This one just has a slightly wonky placement, which actually, it does clear this carriage faster, so there you go. Sufficient for the moment. Do I have anything for tin? I do actually. So, our basic order is less than 8k. So, okay, let's do the same here. If tin ore, it's nickel, silver, that one's tin. If tin ore is less than 8k, then let's not do this guy. We do it here. Tin ore is less than 8k. Then we'll set a P. Start the alphabet again. This one is silicon ore. Less than, may as well be the same. Set 1Q. I won't put tin in here, but maybe I could put nickel or zinc in here as well. I mean, there will be a time when we'll be producing in much greater quantities and all of this, but that one, hard to say. But it's needed kind of here, according to all of this wiring that we have. Let's go and see what it is. I have an awful lot of it right now. You are zinc, but you actually need molten lead, which would tend to suggest that nickel would be better back this way, and zinc would be better over this way. So the processes that need lead are closer together. Makes sense to me, so nickel then. Nickel. Get over there? No. You can have a third one. Be nickel. Back to back, front to front, and extend their requesters as well. So if nickel ore is less than 8,000, set you are. Now, basically, these are for full trains, so if trains on the way is less than P, have a P, so it is, then we want tin, which I don't think there is one set up yet. Silicon, do we have silicon set up in here? We do, in theory, so same sort of deal. Q, okay, so if trains on the way is less than Q, then I could consider just doing direct circuits here to save myself some of the setup, but silicon. For now, there's probably some purpose to it. Do I have nickel in that collection? That looks like zinc. I don't think I have nickel. Alright. So we haven't set up the nickel. Get to it. So that probably means we don't have a train yet for some of those. This is the empty tin ore. There's no train. So let's set up an empty tin ore train. Still don't need those guys. Try and finish slightly earlier today, I guess. I really should start making trains, save myself a little bit of effort when we need to. Probably should start building more engines as well, but two locomotives, and I need two of these guys, which means some steel. This is steel right here. See how bad the lead is. That's what these guys are missing. Locomotive, cargo wagon, like one. And then we are missing lots of iron. Okay, iron. The easiest way, rather than running along the lines, is just to pick it out of the machines. You get a stack of 200. 198, close enough. 2. I do want another one, so let's do that. And it's best just to set them up in the fuel stop, because then they'll be fueled and ready to go as soon as you're ready. We never put your power in, did we? Oh, that is incorrect. Yeah, we never put your power in either. Wagons. Wagon there. Now you're going to be our tin train, so what you do is you go to empty tin, wait for circuit condition, and then go to supply and wait for circuit condition. Excuse me, that's all we need to do. Are you full? Full enough? Are you full? That's not a very good fuel setup. That as well. Anything else? Guess I'll leave this until it stops loading stuff. Appears to be now. Alright. In that case, off you go. And our second train that we can set up right now is our silicon train. So if we add empty silicon ore, full circuit condition and more supply, full circuit condition, you're all filled up. You appear not to be particularly interested in getting any more. So I guess that's it. Off you go. Now, to kind of leave it a sensible spot, I suppose, what we need to do actually, I don't need to run there. What I could do, the problem is identifying the correct requester. It's quite hard. When there's only one, it's really easy. You can just use this. But when there's multiple, identifying the right one can be a problem. This one should be easy. Christopher Green. I don't know that I want you to be called Christopher Green anymore. Does this actually exist? Is it generating? It is generating a P, so it must exist. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the geode, so I may have to change the setup that we have here. But I guess for now... Oh, I did forget one thing with those trains. Because of this multi-stop for loading, it's not a problem for unloading, obviously, but for loading, when the inserter bonuses do not round out to a nice figure that's easily divisible into the size of the wagon, you're going to have arms that get left over with stuff in them, and we don't want that. I'll show you what we can do when we get the bonus up enough to avoid the issue, but at the moment that's not the case. So let me just head up here, out of the way for everybody else. But yes, I mean, you can see there's arms here that have stuff sitting in them. So a train that has not been set up correctly, and this is not actually where I needed to go, is it? Needed to go up to the parks. We can park here. These are the mineral sludge trains that I placed here as well. Right, you first of all. So we need to make you tin ore. We need to define this to be tin ore. It's not quite enough just to... In fact, we don't even need to set the filter since we're doing this. There, you're done. Now I need to find the silicon. It's not it. Is it? Silicon ore. Empty silicon ore, etc. Okay, so you, very similar process with the silicon ore. Okay, so that's done. We better get our train out of here because it's obviously causing an issue. around, and he will come back to about here. As soon as I leave, yes, that one appears to be going. Okay, so you can be Christopher Green. Let's go item equals tin or load for now. Hopefully that doesn't wreck this request. Tin or down. I don't know where Zpac's the turtle is either. His name and it's your name. Don't have tin down here, do we? Oh, that's not the requests up here because I haven't set the requester. That will be the name of this stop here, which I don't want to be called Zpac's the turtle. What do I call this one? I call this tin main in. Item equals tin or main in. Yeah. There you go. Better. So, whoops, we don't want to go up there. What do I call the... I didn't give it a name, that's what happened. We won't give this one a name for now either. You are generating a P, so what you want... we're still on map mode, that's what our problem is. What you want is this one here. We are using the empty tin symbol. Tin ore. Got to find the empty tin symbol, which is this odd looking one. It's set up incorrectly. Yes, you can see it's set up incorrectly. So we need the X to get rid of the station. It is empty tin ore. Update that, and this is instantly fixed as well. So, annoying because of FNEI. Even though I fixed this, it's not fixed. That's the tin, and over here, silicon is Q, so that's the Q. We know that silicon we actually got right, so that is, we need silicon ore. Silicon ore and empty silicon ore, which is one of these special symbols right there. And that should be on its way as well. But we're blocking the path. So we need to take our train out of here. I'll go back to map mode just to make sure this all happens properly. This will be the silicon ore. But we've got limited loading due to arms with rubbish in them. So what you need to be able to do is to set the inserters, probably get rid of one, so it's 5 rather than 6 of them, and set it to a 10, because the contents of the wagon divides into 50. But when we don't have that load capacity, we can't really do that, so we'll need to get a few more tacks before that's a possibility. What tack is this one? You do use blue, but you use quite a lot of it too, actually. Are we doing decent amounts of blue science yet? No, we're doing none whatsoever. Here comes some glass. We're waiting for some aluminium, I believe. But maybe we have basically stopped that from happening, all but completely at this point. These guys are completely out. Almost out of sulfuric acid. There is basically no mineralized water. This process is having trouble. Well, I mean, this is phase 2 when we put the lead and so on in, but we may have to speed it up. But I guess, guys, that's probably about how much we normally want to do. So I may rip this up now, possibly. You've already seen me do that once. It's not that exciting. And start making some space so that we can plug in our slightly healthier supply of tin ore and silicon ore. We hope it's a slightly healthier supply. We also, I need to do something here. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing with the extra geodes, whether I'm trying to bring them here to process or something else, but maybe I'll just slap another one of these ones down so that these guys can handle the demand. I think, yeah, we need more mineral sludge. The other thing that I probably need to do is maybe I'll expand out one here and just double this up. But I'd like it to be more complete, so maybe we need to put this extra row in first. Yeah. There's a little bit that I might do offline just because it's there's nothing new in it. The new stuff is plugging this in is kind of new, I suppose. So what are we missing here? Oh, it's a light. Yes, that's alright. We can go and get lights for this. What are we missing here? No idea. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye-bye for now.